want it to feel like springtime. I want the entire ballroom bathed in candlelight, fresh-cut flowers everywhere.
That sounds absolutely romantic.
I want it to be a very special night, Dimitri.
Any night with you is special. Now, as far as help.
Good afternoon. I'm Erica Kane. I'm here to see Mr. Marick.
Do you have an appointment, Miss
I
Kane?
need to see him. Is he here?
He doesn't wish to be disturbed.
Oh, but it's urgent. Please tell him that I'm here.
I have my instructions. I'm sorry.
It's all right, Sabrina. I'll see Miss Kane.
Very well, sir.
Well, what is it you want, Miss Kane?
To apologize, of course, for my horrible display of my... Oh, Natalie, hello.
Erica?
You were saying?
Yes, may we speak in private?
Well, whatever it is, you can say it in front of Natalie.
Very well. I would like to apologize for my behavior yesterday. Adam did mislead me in telling me about your intentions towards enchantment, but that was no excuse for my slapping you. There are a number of things in my life about which I feel very passionate. My company is one of them. But still, I should never have vented my frustrations on you, or you, Natalie, for that matter. I'm terribly sorry. I hope you can forgive me.
Well, Erica, you were only being yourself. I've never known you to apologize for that.
As usual, Natalie, you misjudge me. My apology was most sincere.
Erica, you're here because of Dimitri's stake in enchantment. You're worried about a hostile takeover. Now, why don't you just admit it?
Oh, I'm so sorry, Natalie. I'm sorry. I had no idea that she must still be traumatized from that incident in the well and not know who to trust.
Oh, I know. I know exactly whom to trust.
You just seem so bent out of shape to me.
Look,
I'm sorry.
Natalie and I have things to do. If you have something else to say.
Yes, all right. I have looked into your holdings, Mr. Marick, and I understand that you are involved in land development, mining, and aircraft manufacture. So my question to you is, why are you interested in a cosmetics company? It doesn't seem to be your particular field of expertise, and I'm sure that if Adam had not badgered you into it, you wouldn't have given enchantment a second thought.
All that is true enough.
Well, then why hold on to that stock? I'm willing to buy it back from you above market. Here's my offer.
It's very generous. But you can put it away. You see, I've done a little homework of my own, Miss Kane. And I'm quite impressed. I mean, Enchantment is a thriving company. And from what I understand, its prospects for future growth are quite bright, especially with the new boutiques in the mall when they're fully launched. Therefore, I have no intention of disposing of my stock to you or anyone else. I am going to take over your company, Miss Kane. As for running it, you're absolutely right. I have no expertise in that field. However, I feel absolutely confident that I can find any number of qualified women. Oh, what about you, darling? Are you interested?
You're serious? You're going to try to take away my company and give it to her?
Yeah, I filed a 13D with the SEC this morning.
Saying you're interested in enchantment?
And that I might acquire more interest and then make a formal takeover bid, yes.
You know, Mr. Marick, you still have not answered my question. Why enchantment? Why not look to some growth companies in your own field?
Oh, because my field consists of too few crops. I really need to diversify.
I see. Natalie's behind this, isn't she?
Now, please, now, leave my fiancé out of it, Miss Kane.
Well, I see her fingerprints all over this. I certainly don't need an FBI crime report on this. She egged you on, didn't she? Oh, Natalie, you've always been so jealous of me. Can't you give it up? I mean, all you do, you want what I have. The first, it was the men in my life, Jeremy and Adam, now my company.
Oh, Erica, this is so typical.
Natalie had nothing to do with my decision.
Oh, please, Mr. Marick, tell me another.
It's all right, Dimitri. I can handle Miss Kane.
Oh, not on your best day, you can't. Mr. Marick, you have made your intentions clear to me. Allow me to do the same. You will rue the day you ever took me on. I may be a woman, and I may also appear to be delicate. But if it's a fight you want, it's a fight you've got. I'm not afraid to get down and dirty.
So I've been told. Well, I look forward to the battle, Miss Kane. May the best person win.
She will.
I should warn you. I have considerable resources at my beck and call.
They won't be enough. You see, Mr. Marick, I built that company myself from the ground up. I am enchantment. And even if somehow you manage to get your grubby paws on my company, which you won't, you couldn't keep it going.
I intend to prove you wrong on both counts.
Oh, better men than you have been found wanting, Mr. Marick.
Well, if they were found wanting, they weren't better men. As a matter of fact, I think your company is not in the best hands right now. I mean, your balance sheets are attractive, but I think that I can do much better.
Has anyone ever told you that you have a grossly inflated ego?
No, are you trying to?
Yes, and I can't wait to stick a pin in it.
Mr. Marick, I just got a fax through.
Oh, excuse me.
That's all right, Mimi. Miss Kane was just leaving.
Yes, she was. I'll show myself out gladly.
Remind me, send Adam a case of his favorite wine.
You're enjoying this.
Immensely. And I owe it all to Adam.
Well, whoever had the last cup of coffee should have started a new pot.
I'll make some.
No, it's all right. Haley Joan is going to take care of it.
What's up, or shouldn't I ask?
Your father is just the lowest form of life oozing on the planet Earth. He is just subhuman. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't do that.
It's okay.
No, it's not okay. No matter what I think about him, he is still your father.
Please, Erica, it's not like I haven't heard this all before. Brian says the same thing almost hourly.
I know. Brian and your father never do get along, do they?
Nope. But it doesn't matter anymore.
What are you talking about, Haley? Has something happened?
You might say that, yeah.
Well, come on. Tell me about it.
There's nothing to tell. It's just over.
Oh, Haley, come on. I've heard that before.
No, this time, it's different.
Why? How?
There's this friend, former friend, who's hot for Brian's body, and he doesn't see it. She's like this retro damsel in distress type, and she's always expecting him to pull her out of a burning building.
And you know it's an act.
Well, half the time I don't even smell smoke, but I'm not saying she doesn't have some legitimate problems, but she's no dummy, you know. She holds on to those problems as a way of holding on to him.
Oh, boy, that sounds familiar. Well, listen, some men just need to be needed in that way, that's all. And anyhow, if it's just another woman, I wouldn't worry about it.
It's not just that.
Oh?
Well, Brian is sort of mad because I'm going to New York with Will tonight.
Ah.
Well, Will has connections, and he's setting this thing up so I can go take pictures of this really cool rock band, but it's not a date or anything.
But Brian thinks it is. And that's why he doesn't want you to go to New York with Will.
Well, I don't care what he thinks. I'm going.
Look, Haley, it's your decision, of course, but is an evening with Will worth losing Brian?
Erica, you don't understand. It's not like Will and I are dating or anything.
Are you sure?
Very.
You mean Brian has no reason to feel jealous?
No. Well, he did see me kiss Will once, but that was no big deal. It wasn't...
Haley, let me ask you something. Do you love Brian?
Yes.
Well, then why are you...
I'm going to New York with Will because Brian made me mad.
Oh, spite. Oh, okay, I understand.
You do?
Of course I do. Oh, Haley, Erica Kane knows spite. It's just that you're not the first woman who's ever used man A to make man B jealous. And it doesn't always work, Haley. I mean, sometimes it does just blow up in your face.
Kaboom.
Kaboom. But fortunately, it is not too late to repair the damage.
Like how?
Well, the first thing you have to do is just completely forget about Henri.
Yeah, but how can I forget about her when she's
Haley,
always...
I have had to deal with predatory women my entire life. Believe me, the thing to do is you outsmart them. You outsmart them by controlling your emotions. Because if you can't do that, if you lash out, that will just drive the man into the other woman's arms.
Do you think that's what I've done with Brian?
Well, I think that you have given Brian a reason to go running to Henri. So, if you want my advice, I would just forget about that field trip with Will to New York, and I would go directly to Brian and tell him that you love him. And I would do it right now.
If you do, you're a fool.
You were brilliant. You played Erica like a cat with a mouse.
She had it coming, don't you think?
Absolutely. But now, you're not thinking of taking over Enchantment to punish her, are you? Or because of my history with her? Or just to give me something to do?
No, not at all.
Good. Because Erica doesn't bother me, and I have more than enough to do with the Mason Foundation and raising Timmy, and I mostly would just like to spend more time with the two of you. That's what would make me happy.
Natalie, the only reason I'm after Enchantment is because it's a sound investment.
Well, I think you're right.
Yeah?
I think it's a good idea.
Oops. Beg your pardon?
Oh, that's all right, Sabrina. What is it?
The caterers are here.
Oh, I've been expecting them. Actually, I would love your input if you have a minute.
Yeah, you've got it.
Terrific.
Mr. Marick's residence?
Sabrina, you haven't called me in days. You promised to keep me informed.
Well, there's nothing to report, Helga.
I want to know what's going on at Wildwind.
Helga, I don't want to spy on Mr. Marick and Natalie anymore.
Need I remind you that if it weren't for me, you wouldn't have this position?
But Helga, please, Mr. Marick's my boss.
In the matter of keeping the household, Mr. Marick has always deferred to me. You're to do as I instruct you, Sabrina. Now, if you won't comply, I'll have to let you go.
That's not fair. I'm a very hard worker.
I fail to see how I can possibly give you a favorable reference if you don't follow instructions.
I would have, but Mr. Marick expects something.
What makes you say that?
He told me to tell him if you call again. Helga, I hate being caught in the middle. I don't understand what's going on between you and Mr. Marick.
You don't have to understand. All you have to do is keep me apprised of any developments at Wildwind. Now, are you sure there's nothing new?
Well, there's going to be a ball.
A ball? In the house?
Yes, they've renovated the ballroom completely.
They plan to be married on Valentine's Day.
But they have reconsidered.
They pushed it back because of the ball. Mr. Marick's invited
Practically the whole town to celebrate
Give me
marriage.
that damn phone.
Mr. Marick.
Helga! Helga, what the hell are you doing? You were not hired to spy on.
Mr. Marick, I can't explain.
I want you to tell me everything that you said to Helga.
Darling, please don't do this.
I can't believe that you're telling her to cozy up to Brian. After the way he's treated her, she has too much pride, don't you?
Oh, you leave her alone.
Yeah, leave me alone.
How can I? She's giving you such idiotic advice. You don't know my daughter very well. Fortunately, she never lets anyone tell her what to do.
Especially you. You would like Brian to be permanently out of her life, wouldn't you?
Yes, that's right.
So much for his ever-helpful advice.
Oh, and to whom should she listen? You? Fortunately, you've seen firsthand Erica's success that he's made of her love life.
Oh, don't you even start.
You gonna take her word against mine?
Any day of the week. Thank you, Eric.
You're welcome, Haley.
You brainwashed her.
You leave me alone, too.
Then I want you I want you to stop interfering with my daughter.
Well, Adam, I thought that was one of the main reasons you wanted to marry me, so I could help you get along better with your daughter because she listens to me.
I wanted you to help her.
No, you wanted me to help you. Now, it is bad enough that you are ruining my life, but now you want to ruin your daughter's? Well, I will not stand by and watch you play those sick mind games on a teenager. No, not as long as I'm your wife. However, anytime you would like to divorce me.
Oh! Oh, Eric. Oh, I get it. I get it. No. But nice try.
Oh, I owe you so much, Adam. Thanks to you, Dimitri Marick is going full speed ahead trying to take over Enchantment. Do you know that he filed this morning with the SEC?
Well, he knows a good thing when he sees...
No, when you pointed out to him. All of this is your fault, and I hate you for this.
You won't hate me nearly as much when I help you get rid of him.
Oh, what are you, an arsonist fireman? You really are warped, Adam. If you hadn't talked him into buying this stock, none of this would have been happening.
If you'd stop name-calling for a moment, we could devise a plan.
No, I thank you very much. I will do without your help.
Please, Eric, I want to make it up to you.
Not in a million years you won't.
Of course I can.
Are you not listening? Don't you listen, Adam? You can never make this right with me, never. I will never forgive you for putting Enchantment in jeopardy. Not ever.
Dimitri, please, you're frightening her.
I'm sorry.
No, Mr. Marick's right. I should have never talked to Helga, but she's the one who hired me. And she told me if I didn't tell her everything, she kept calling me and asking me questions.
Sabrina, how many times have you spoken to her?
5 or 6 times. I told her about your engagement.
And the ball? Damn it, Sabrina. Didn't I tell you to come to me? I told you to put me on the phone when she called.
I didn't know what to do. Helga was ordering me. You were ordering me. I'm sorry.
What is going on?
I don't like being spied on.
Does it really matter if Helga knows we're engaged?
I just wanted to be the one to tell her.
So someone else told her. There's something else going on here, Dimitri. Now, what is it?
I think it's time to go home.